Hey guys, welcome to the Money Zone. I'm your host, Folasade, the accountability accountant, guys. And I am so excited, but still kind of all over the place. But I'm still excited to be here with you guys on this beautiful Tuesday. If you guys are moms and dads like me, you guys have already had your children go back to school, or you're in preparation for your child to go back to school. So your life may seem like it's literally all over the place, a lot going on. You're ripping and running around. So look, guys, we were supposed to have a guest today. I don't know what happened, but we want to proceed on again with our hot topics for the night. And then I'm going to also give you guys some heads up about some information that's happening. So first things first, guys, if you don't know who I am, I'm Folasade, the accountability accountant, guys. I'm the owner of Suncrest Financials, an accounting firm located here in Maryland. Okay. We service individuals and small business owners. Our goal is to help individuals like yourself build generational wealth, save money, and build profitable, scalable, and sustainable businesses, guys. So tonight's show, guys, we were supposed to have a guest, but we're going to spin off and talk about some of the important things that's really happening right now. So if you are a business owner or you are considering starting a business, you need to pay attention to the words that are about to come out of my mouth. Okay. So many of you business owners or prospective business owners, you've probably heard everybody say, oh my goodness, you need to start a corporation. You need to get a trust. You need to put your businesses in trust. You need to do this. You need to do this, right? And with the main purpose of you guys starting those businesses in those settings so you can be discreet, so no one would know who you are, so you can have that privacy veil between ownership and you being attached to the ownership of that business or trust or any of the assets that are affiliated with it, right? So my team lost my video, but I ain't really mad at them. But in February of this year, I mentioned to you guys that it's no more using those business entity structures. Give me 1 second, guys. No more you guys using those business entity structures to hide your businesses. Come to find out, the United States Department of Treasury, and also in conjunction with several other departments, then actually now set a law starting in January 2024. And I'm not sure, guys, because they're not clear on this yet, and they didn't put this in the laws yet. I'm not sure if they're going to retroactively make all of the older businesses inform the state of ownership. However, any new businesses that start up in January 2024, you will now be required to complete an additional form that states who are the owners and who are the beneficiaries of your business. So now, hiding funds, and I honestly believe this has something to do with the mere fact that the IRS is attempting to try to tax unrealized gains now. So they started this about 2 years ago, and I mentioned that they're trying to figure out how to tax anyone, not just the rich, anyone that have investments that are accumulating gains. So that can be a house, that can be stocks, that can be bonds, that can be antiques or collectibles. They're now trying to make you guys pay taxes on the unrealized gains. So if you guys don't know what the unrealized gains is, the unrealized gains is basically saying you have the stock. You bought the stock at $10. Now the stock is $20. They want you to pay tax on that $10 gain, even if you didn't sell the stock. So normally you would pay capital gains taxed when you sell the investment instrument, when you sell the stock, right? Or when you sell the house, right? Or when you sell the bond. They're trying to figure out a way to tax you guys in between. And I'm totally against that, because you guys have not even touched the money. We haven't touched the money. So how are you going to tax us on something that we have not even touched yet? So because they're trying to touch our capital gains tax, the only really way to do it is to figure out who owns all of these companies and who are the beneficiaries of these businesses. So by January 2024, and guys, just give me 1 second. I'm going to go, I'm going to find the document, because remember, I was prepared for a guest today. So don't be like, Folashade's not prepared. Yes, I was prepared for a different show, guys. So just give me 1 second. Let me search online really quickly. Let me find this. And I just sent it to one of my clients in the meeting too. Okay, there we go. I got it. Okay, I got it. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, guys. So if you guys are watching me on any social media platforms and you guys want to see my screen, please head over to our YouTube channel, which is Folasade TV. Okay, so you can watch, so you can see my screen. You can watch me there. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, guys, really quick. So here's the thing, guys. Remember I told you years and years ago, and I've been preparing you guys, and I hate to keep saying this. I wish I could just lay y'all on my lap and spank y'all, because y'all are just being extremely hard-headed. I've been warning you guys, it's going to be no more hiding businesses, no more hiding money, no more hiding assets, no more tricking off on your taxes. They're cutting back on all the scams. So if you've made a living doing shadiness to make your coins, I've begged you guys over the past 2 years to stop that mess, because they're tightening up things. And here's one of the laws that they're using to also tighten this up. So the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, which is FinCEN of Treasury, right? It says FinCEN invites all interested parties to comment. Okay, hold on. This is not it. Hold on. Must have been the first one. Okay, here we go. So first of all, you guys see it says beneficial ownership information reporting requirements. Okay. So it says FinCEN is issuing a final rule. A final rule, meaning it's already been approved, already in law. They're just, cleaning things up, requiring certain entities to file with FinCEN reports that identify 2 categories of individuals: the beneficial owners of the entity and the individuals who have filed an application with specified governmental authorities to create the entity or register it to do business. So now the moment you guys register your business, you will now have to fill out another form that your state will give you or direct you to. They haven't really figured out all of the logistics yet, right? You will now have to complete an additional form that will go to the FinCEN. Okay, and they will end up storing your information. So they want to know who's the person that registered this company and who are the beneficiaries, okay, of that company. So guys, hiding behind the trust, hiding behind the corporations, it's no longer going to fly. I've been begging you guys to do things right. We're here now. So guess what? You don't have no choice, because the LLC, you never could hide. I don't know who told you guys that you can, have these LLCs make money and the IRS will never catch up with you. Your LLC is directly tied to your social security number or a corporation that have an EIN number. Okay. So it's attached to something. That corporation, there was some separation now, but because of this new regulation, guys, the IRS, FinCEN, every state will know who are the actual owners and the people that registered the companies. So no more hiding stuff, guys. The game is officially over. And if you've been doing things legitimately and you've been doing things right in business, you're not worried about this, because you haven't been trying to hide anything. This is for all of the people that have been able to get away with doing illegitimate things and scamming, being shady. and starting businesses, closing them down, making money, not filing it. All of this is going to catch up with everybody. All of this mess is going to catch up. It's all connected. It's all connected because the Treasury is going to get the information. The Treasury is controls the IRS. Okay. So I know they're going to end up communicating their findings on who owns this. That's part of them recovering that $1 trillion that Biden wants to recover in tax debt. The only way they can recover that $1 trillion, well, multiple trillions of dollars in tax debt, right? They have to know who owns these businesses. So if you have been running from the IRS, hey, call Folasade at Suncrest. So if you've been running from the IRS, guys, it's all coming to an head. And I'm not happy about it. The only thing I'm happy about is that I did my part in informing you guys. That's why I can dance with joy. I did my part. I served you guys. I told you guys that the business landscape is going to change. I told you guys that when Biden came in office and he proposed all of these requirements of small businesses, I knew what the game was. I knew what the agenda was. They want to figure out where all of this money is going and why are we not paying taxes on all of that money? Where the scamming going? Where just basically where the coins going so they can tax it. And so I've been warning you. So that's why I can sit here and it might seem like to you guys that I'm happy with all of these changes. No, I'm actually not happy. But this is what happens when you guys continue to try to take shortcuts and don't do things right. They put policies and regulations in place. As a small business owner, every time a client screw me over, I have to implement a new policy or a new process. Every time a client lied to my staff about something just happened today, I had to make sure my team know that in meetings, guess what? You check the client's accounting spreadsheet for notes because you're not going to allow these people to get away with scamming and playing us, playing on my top, like I would say, playing on my top. Y'all not going to be playing on my top. So the government feel like y'all not going to be playing on their top either. So to prevent you guys from scamming and hiding money, the government now want you to, as you register your businesses, complete an additional paperwork that will be sent to the federal crimes enforcement department. Okay. In addition to that, I am not sure because they're not clear. I've read the law. They are not clear if they're going to make it retroactive. Okay. So retroactive means, are they going to have the businesses that were registered prior to January 1, 2024 complete this application? They haven't agreed yet. So guys, there's so much going on. All I ask that you guys do right now is make sure you have your financial house in place. You do things the correct way. Don't take shortcuts, guys. It always end up biting you in the tail in the long run. Okay. Don't take shortcuts and rock that thing on out. If you're doing business legitimately, you'll be fine. If you're trying to do shady stuff, this new regulation with FinCEN is going to maybe disrupt some things for you. Okay. So that was kind of a mouthful, but guys, no more hiding. And then the other thing that I don't like before I go to my next topic is the mere fact that not specifying what entities yet. They're not saying directly S corps, corporations, partnerships, LLCs, sole proprietors. They're not saying anything. They're not giving us any specificities in that. So what I think is when they say beneficial owner, that makes me automatically think trust, beneficiaries. But then when they also say anyone that registered the business, that also means any business. So from how vague and broad that sound like every business as far as I'm concerned, because beneficial owners include trust and estates, and the people that register the businesses are the regular LLCs, sole proprietors, and partnerships and corporations. So guys, let's stop playing business and let's do real business, guys, and let's stop taking shortcuts because they're putting in the laws and policies in place because people have been shady for so many years. Now they have no choice. Okay. All right, guys, let me play my little break music real quick. Let me go to my next real topic. It's your girl Folasade, the accountability accountant, and I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's episode of The Money Zone. If you know, I know, you should have shared that video up with your friend or your family, because our goal is to build generational wealth. So do me one favor, share the video and subscribe to our mailing list by clicking the link below. All right, guys, I just wanted to pull up the topic that I'm about to talk about. So, guys, I know you have heard of the pink sauce viral moments, the pink sauce controversy that is happening right now. You've probably heard about the GoFundMe that she ended up having to put out. So we about to dive into this, guys, and I'm about to give you my input. And I'm going to be really honest with you. This is normal when it comes to people that are black, whether African black or Black American black or whatever. This is extremely common. This is why I appreciate my slow growth to the next level, and that God has been protecting me from just blowing up and having that viral moment, because the faster you guys get it, the faster it can go. So let me share my screen really quick. And just so y'all know, all right, let me play this. Uh-oh.
I want something that says I'm here. Beyonce. You are Beyonce.
Okay, so guys, I do not have my TikTok account. I did not reopen my TikTok account. I'm probably gonna have to, because most of the videos on TikTok. But let me share my screen. Let me see if you can see. So right now, guys, it was just hot, viral. It was an amazing concept. I didn't try the pink sauce, okay? So I cannot say whether or not it was good, bad, or whatever the case may be, right? Okay, so this black girl then created this pink sauce. Let me give y'all the long story short. She created this pink sauce that went absolutely viral on TikTok. Everybody was buying it. Come to find out, after people started buying it, they started to get sick. So they started to get sick, and then the Shade Room even did one of their Shade Room Investigates. It was so cute. The Shade Room, I think, did the Shade Room Investigates. And so come to find out, her product was not manufactured properly, didn't have the proper barcodes and the ingredients listed. Just a lot of novice, new business owner mistakes, right? And so come to find out, once she got all of that major backlash, a gourmet company, and I think it's Dave's Gourmet, and we're going to read the story a little bit. Dave's Gourmet, they ended up partnering with her to launch the product, to get it back out, to meet the regulations, to have the proper packaging and everything. And so, guys, this is another thing. Sometimes you have to take some time to get your products and stuff out there. All that rushing, trying to, be fast and quick in a hurry will land you just like her tail, okay? So she go and partner with Dave's, and then now they get the product out. The product is in stores. I thought that they were rolling. I really didn't hear much about it after that, right? But I thought the product was rolling, y'all, right? Come to find out, no, the product was rolling or not rolling. I don't know what didn't happen, but we about to dive into. Come to find out, it has something to do with the finances. It has something to do with the finances, guys. This is why I became an accountant, because I know that Black business owners, we are suffering from the lack of knowledge. We are suffering because we failed to hire accountants and lawyers to review our paperwork and do and take the necessary steps. We keep trying to take shortcuts, guys. If you remember, accounting is the language of business. If you're not doing accounting, you're not doing real business, okay? And your lawyer is what protects your business. Your legal policies, your contracts protect your business. If you don't have your accounting and your attorney, you're not doing business. I'm tired of all of y'all online people thinking y'all could just start these businesses, wham, bam. You don't even have your business registered. You're selling products. It's a mess. Take a step back. Consult with consult with an accountant like myself so we can direct you guys. Because we would have wondered, hey, where's your ingredients listed? Hey, where's your barcode? Hey, did you test this? Hey, how long could this product be stored? All of that. Because when I first launched my product, guys, and if you don't know some background on me, I had a product in 2015. I don't like shipping. I don't like that. And I didn't want to drop ship. But I had to go through testing. I had to go through packaging. I had to go through labeling. I had to go through all of the works to make sure when people get my product, they're not going to get sick. They're not going to get rashes and they're not going to break out. But old girl thought she could skip some steps, just like many of you thought that you could skip some steps. And guess what? She now is broke. So with that being said, let me dive into. So thank you to the Melanin Shade Room for this. It says, Via Chef P, hi, my name is Veronica Shaw. I am the founder of the Pink Sauce LLC, one of the most viral sauce sensations of 2022. As a young entrepreneur with big dreams, I followed my intuition and went forth toward my dreams to create something new. I made a few mistakes on the way, which led me to trust a company that is trying to take everything away from me. They lied to me. They are not paying me and are not being transparent about records. I have tried on multiple occasions to try and come to one accord with them, but they refuse to reimburse me for marketing expenses that I spent my own funds towards. I have been silenced and financially sabotaged. I am a single mom and I do everything for my kids. Right now, I don't even have enough money to buy my kids food on my own. My mom is on disability and has been giving us $20 just to get by on a daily basis. School is a few days away. I haven't been able to get my kids clothes or anything. I'm currently facing an eviction that has gone into default. The sheriffs can come to my door any day now. I need legal help. They are refusing to pay me the royalty that is owed to me. I can't give up. I need help. So she ended up doing a GoFundMe. I'm not going to pull up the GoFundMe or whatever, but she ended up doing a GoFundMe. And so why am I talking about this? Number one, the biggest mistakes that she made now, guys, you can learn from this experience as long as you don't brush it under the rug as another topic, another media or another attention grabber. If you, as a business person right now, really look at what she's saying and put it in perspective, you're probably going to allow yourself you're going to prevent yourself from making the same mistakes that she's made. She, number one, said they're not being forthcoming with the financial records, number one. So in your contracts, this is why you're supposed to consult with an attorney, guys, because your attorney would have put a clause in your contract stating that she needs to have matching books or access to have matching books or clear access at any given time to access the books within 24 to 48 hours or whatever the request time may be to access all financial records, or all financial records are supposed to be distributed to her on a monthly basis, something regarding that. Number one. Number two, she's saying that she ended up not getting reimbursed for her marketing expenses. That's another financial thing that was supposed to also been reviewed in the contract. She was supposed to know that if she had paid any out-of-pocket expenses, will it be reimbursable? Remember, guys, if your business do not have certain policies in place, you can't just be reimbursing. Like, you literally have to have a reimbursement policy. Okay. And especially if your business is an S Corp, and I'm not going to go into details about that, but if you guys are an S Corp, you may have to have an accountable plan. And so there needs to be a solid reimbursement policy for that. But all businesses have to have policies. So she should have reviewed it for those policies. Also, when it came down to her royalties, it was supposed to be a policy in place to state that they are supposed to distribute her royalty payments by the 5th of every month. Okay, and she has access to review the record or have a requirement or example spreadsheet of all of the sales that was driven, so she can now be able to actually directly calculate how much her royalty income would have been. So it looked like they didn't have any transparency clause, no financial clauses. And this is very common for Black business owners, guys. I have clients now that I just do only their taxes. They have gotten and worked with other people without having their own attorney, without having their own accountant to review the contracts and review everything. And they've partnered with people that are well informed than them, and they robbed them of their businesses, robbed them of their brands, robbed them of their trademarks. This is common. We have to stop thinking that, oh, I have this bright idea, let me just start it. Yes, start it, but cross your T's and dot your I's. And we can't say, oh, I didn't know that I was going to need an attorney. I didn't know that I was going to need an accountant. We're in the 21st century. We're in 2022. We're in 2023 now. This happened in 2022 when the deal happened. It's hundreds of thousands of accountants online. There's a lot of lawyers online. So stop making excuses, guys. And we have to do business correctly. Now, I'm even concerned whether or not she owned the trademark. Let me do a trademark search really quick. Like, because if they're not paying her royalties, if she don't have access to her financial records, it's seeming like something else shady might be happening as well over there. Let me see if she even owned the trademark, or even if they even have one. The pink sauce. Okay, so one of them say did. Let me share my screen. Am I sharing my screen? Let me stop sharing. See, now, because of this bad behavior from them, I don't even think that she owned her trademark. Hold on. So one says dead, one said alive. Okay, it's alive. Let me see who owns this. Okay, that look like that. Attorney of record. Oh, interesting. Almost got my name. The Pink Sauce LLC Limited Liability Company. Okay, so she might own the trademark. Is that the trademark to the logo? Hold on. It should be at least another class or something. Hold on. And guys, I am not a trademark attorney. I just know how to search. Remember, I am an accountant. So back in the day, before all of these so-called consultants came on board, accountants and attorneys was the only people doing this stuff. That's why y'all businesses are failing, because y'all not hiring accountants. Oh goodness, hold on. This would say the pink sauce, abandoned sauce mixes, dipping sauces, garlic bread sauces, pasta sauces. This is the applicant flavor crazy. What happened? No claim is made that suits the right to pink from shop. Okay, so they probably didn't get approved of it. I don't know. Okay, so she looked like she owned her trademark, so that's good. If she owns the pink sauce, then I'm not going to go and search on Florida database and all of that stuff to see whether or not that girl owned her company. I'm not going to do that. Check my text. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm going to do not disturb. Oh no, it's no waiting room. Literally, it's no waiting room. How do we get to waiting room? Tell her, talk in the chat. I put hi in the chat. I'm sorry, guys. My publicist just messaged me saying the guest is in the in the waiting room. For all of you guys that do StreamYard with guests, don't judge me. How do you guys pull a guest up? Oh goodness. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody. Okay, Chan, tell her text in the chat and then I might can see her. I don't know, but I don't even see anybody at the bottom. I don't see nothing. All right, so let me just finish talking about the pink sauce for a minute while we trying to figure out if our guests can come on today. Okay, so guys, so the pink sauce, so she made a lot of financial issues. So number one, guys, stop skipping steps when you're starting these businesses. I've been stressing this. You guys are losing money. You're losing assets. You're losing royalties. You're losing businesses. You're losing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars because you guys refuse to get on a call with an accountant like me or somebody else, guys. It don't even have to be me. I would prefer if it's me, but if it's not me, work with somebody else. Because as I can see, you guys do not know business and you need the guidance from someone that has saw businesses, helped businesses, grow businesses, and know how to scale businesses and negotiate contracts and other things like that. So what she probably did was got that contract, got really excited, was like, yes, 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 let's get it done, rushing, rather than at the least her read it thoroughly or then hire an attorney. And guys, let me tell you something. Our fees are not that expensive if you think about it. So I don't want no shit for none of y'all, okay? So my hourly rate for non-clients is $500 an hour, right? So in 1 hour, I can read the financial clauses in your contract or read over your financial statements or read over their records in 1 hour's time, depending on how big your package is or whatever, right? So maybe let's say 2 hours. So that's $1,000. So having me review, and let's say an attorney is my fee as well, $1,000 each. So that means you're going to spend $2,000 to make sure your contracts are in place, the financials are in place, the policies are in place for you. And she would not have been in this predicament. And if she would have been, her contracts would have been strong enough to defend and fight in court. But from the look of things, what happened to the money before the event, before the product went viral? So that's another thing that leads to financial habits. This product went viral prior to her ever partnering with Dave's Gourmet. So where's the money? Where's the savings from that? Where is it? Yeah, where is it, guys? So instead of just looking at our situation, and I know some of you guys were like, let's read some of the comments. I want to really see what some people are saying. I'm hoping that these people is not negative. And so one thing for all of my newcomers, guys, I'm not a negative person. I'm very positive. So I am not happy for this girl's demise right now. I'm very sad and frustrated because this could have been prevented. Number one. And I don't get excited off other people's problems. Okay, so one commenter said, I truly feel for this woman. This is the kind of story that makes me extremely angry at the degrees are useless. Just start a business crowd. You see? I'm glad she said that because everybody can say, just start a business. Everybody should not be business owners, guys. Everybody should not be entrepreneurs. Everybody cannot endure the pain, the misery, the suffering that I endured to get my firm to where it is. A lot of you guys are not made for the struggle. So a lot of you should not even be entrepreneurs. I love that she said that because guess who this kind of thing rarely happens to? People with degrees in business. There's even an entrepreneurship concentration you can focus on. So I'm going to be honest with her. A degree in business do not really prepare you guys to run and build a business. All a degree in business teaches you is to be resourceful and to at least read your contracts. But to know how to scale, build a business, guys, it's really off of generation, meaning you learn from your parents, you were in the business, you grew up in it, so you saw it run, or you were physically got trained in that skill set and watch someone build a business. So it's really, you have to see it and you have to actually do the work to know how to build a business. All of this reading a school book, thinking if you get a degree in entrepreneurship and an MBA, you're going to be able to run a business. No. You've been lied to. Everything that I learned getting my master's and my bachelor's, I have not applied none of it. I've had to learn off trial and error, mistakes, analyzing, gut instincts, and most importantly, having God as my leader. When God tells me no, I don't force it. If he tells me slow down, I slow down. That's why I disappear on y'all, because if it's too much going on, too much decision making, and God did not tell me which direction to go into, I got to come back offline and focus on my life and pray and make direction. Then make decisions off his direction. But you guys are not incorporating all of those things, and especially God, in managing and running your business. I'm telling you guys, the majority of everybody that's very successful, if you talk with them, they will tell you God was part of that. Stop thinking that you're going to be able to run this business without any prior knowledge and you're going to make it work. It doesn't work like that. And those little nuggets that drop in your head, that's God. How you know something, just got the idea to do this and it works, and you've never touched it before. You can't come up and take responsibility for that knowledge. That's God's work, guys. So it looked like she didn't pray because God would have directed her to get an attorney. Okay, so one of the next comments say, just get a normal job and speak to the landlord, go on public assistance, go to churches. And I'm laughing because I can picture this person saying it, okay? Just get a normal job and speak to the landlord, go on public assistance, go to churches. They do pantry services and sometimes have clothes donations, boxes at the Salvation Army. Okay, so now I can see our guests. Okay, I don't know what was happening, guys. Now I can actually see my guests. So Dalene, can you just give me 1 second? Let me close this out, and then we want to take a quick break and then transition over to you, okay? So yeah, guys. So this one says, just get a normal job. That's easier said than done, because you also have to put this in perspective, guys. It's going to take her at least 2 to 3 weeks, because she may have to put 1 week in a hole to make money from that job. And as a business person, like, I can go out today and make $1,000 tomorrow, but on a job, I won't. If I did work for that $1,000, I won't get it until 2 to 3 weeks. So yes, she can start applying for jobs, but that's not the solution to her problem. Okay. Yes, she needs to go apply for some assistance right now so she can go and feed her child. I do recommend that. And applying for jobs, but she also got to put her foot down. She also needs to be paying an attorney to review her contract. She also needs to be paying an attorney to start to subpoena their records. Like, she has to put the pedal to the metal, guys. This is why business is not for everybody. I personally don't recommend it. Like, now where I am in business, it might seem easy breezy, cover girl. It's not. Dealing with the headache, and then like we in shady times when people want to blame you for everything and don't want to take accountability. So yeah, here's going to be my campaign for 2024. Accountability is the new form of humanity. Okay, because the moment everybody start accepting accountability, we will all be in a better position. Okay, so guys, just give us a few minutes. I'm going to take a quick little break, grab some water, and we're going to have our guests come in, and we're going to talk about preparing you guys for retirement. So like, if you're like me, a millennial, I'm 38, guys, I'm a millennial, and or you're older, you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, I wasted all of my younger years playing around, running the streets, being useless, not investing, not saving, and not really preparing for retirement. And I see this when I work with my clients. It's heartbreaking when I see one of my clients 50 and 60 years old have nothing to retire on. And so we have an amazing guest coming on, talk about how to get your retirement and be comfortable at this late old age of yours. So guys, give me a few minutes. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
I didn't realize how much help that I needed when I started my business. Like, I knew I couldn't do it by myself, but I didn't know to the extent of how much help I would need. You know, so this is why your accounting is so important, because it's the difference between you being a one-man band for the rest of your life and you being able to hire your next right-hand man. And see, so for example, like me, I'm a service provider. So if I hire another individual in my office, the next thing would be someone that has a CPA or an enrolled agent, someone with the credentials of my caliber, right? So I can now officially somewhat delegate everything to them, right? And so it costs to hire an accountant. It costs. I'm gonna have to pay them no less than maybe 70 G's. So while all of you entrepreneurs thinking that it's so easy to really grow your business, now I already have $100,000 in payroll already. So when I add on another 70, so that's now taking my total payroll to $250,000. And so while you small businesses think that it's a gain to level up and grow your businesses, when it's time for you to sacrifice that 70,000 to pay somebody, you're not willing to do so. So you stay where you are. Nobody right now, where we are in this day and time, should be hating on nobody or should be judged. All of us have the same 24 hours. All of us have the same opportunities. Now, the moment that Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube start charging us to use their platform is the moment that we all can't say we have the same opportunity. But right now, we all have the same opportunity. So what is stopping you from doing what you need to do and hustle? What's stopping y'all? First of all, stop watching everybody. So when you are not where you want to be in life, guys, it's a difference between watching people to get motivation and watching people and start to develop hate. Because you guys can watch so much to the point where you forget that for you to get to their level, you have to do work. So you begin to hate. So what is it? What do we need to do? And I think the first thing we all need to do is accept accountability. Accept accountability for where you are right now. If you're not happy, write down why. If you're not financially stable, write down why. So like me, I had to do an evaluation of myself. I said, okay, I'm pretty consistent, I'm pretty disciplined, but not as bad as consistent and disciplined as I could be. So guess what I wrote down? Be more consistent. Be more disciplined.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Money Zone. I'm your host, Folasade, the accountability accountant, guys, and I'm excited to be back. I had to take a little break, regroup. Our guest finally made it in, guys, and I'm so excited and pumped up. If you missed out segment 1, you want to go and check it out. We talked about the viral sensation, the pink sauce. I told you guys you can learn a lot from her situation. Don't laugh at her because you could be in that situation, but learn, look and learn, okay? And then I also told you that no more hiding ownership or the beneficiaries of your trust, your corporation, and your LLC. So if you missed out on part 1, head over to our YouTube channel, which is Folasade TV. Like the video and subscribe to our channel, guys. Because we're bringing you all of the information you guys need to hold yourself accountable and achieve all of the goals that you guys want. So, guys, I have Dalene Higgins here, guys. She's of Elevate Finances and a financial coach for Gen Xers and host of the Wealthy After 40 podcast. Her mission is to assist Gen Xers pay down debt, save for retirement so they can eliminate the fear of running out of money and enjoy free financial freedom. After reaching her dream of retiring at 50, she wanted to help others reach their financial dreams. Yes, that's a good age. She founded Elevate Finances and became a financial coach to help others to reach their financial dreams as well. She's an AFC financial counselor candidate with a Bachelor of Science in Accounting and a Master's of Business Administration. Retiring from the public sector after 32 years, her most recent role was a finance manager for the sheriff's office, helping to manage $62 million budget, guys. Help me welcome Dalene to the Money Zone.
Hello.
How are you?
Wonderful.
Did I pronounce your name right? Because we didn't have time for me to make sure and do our test and everything.
Nope. It's Dalene, so it's okay. No worries. It's not the first time.
Oh, so it's Dalene, and that was so funny because I was thinking, I said Dalene. Oh my gosh. Okay, I had to switch it up. Okay, so can I call you Miss Higgins? So I won't mess up.
Yes, you can call me whatever you want, though.
Okay, perfect. Well, I am so pumped up, and guys, we apologize. I don't know what's happening. She's officially my first guest on StreamYard. Be producing my own show now, so just bear with me, okay? We're learning, okay? But I'm so excited to come because most people are just petrified when they hit that 40 age, that 40-year-old age, and they're like, oh my gosh, I have no savings. I don't own a home, especially the millennials. So what are the common reasons you think people fear of run out of money in retirement age?
Well, I think it's, like you were saying, in those younger years, you're living life. You don't even think you're going to live till you're 50 or 60 or 70, So you're just enjoying life. You're working hard, doing all the things. And all of a sudden, approaching that 40 and you're like, wait, what? I got to do retirement, And so there's that fear of I'm late to the game and I don't know what I need to do. And then is this going to last me? And I think I think there's a lot of people before us that kind of have had that happen. And so we see that they're living, not necessarily poverty, but they're not living life, right? Because they living off Social Security and they have nothing else. So I think that's where a lot of the fears come from. But I also believe that we get so used to having money coming in always, that then when we go to a retirement, it's a different game, and the money's not coming in. So I think Gen Xers, we work for so long, and I think millennials are the same, right? They've been working and doing, and so it's like, what do we do now? What do we do now? So, you know what? If you're 40 and you feel like you're late to the game, number one, don't feel that way. Number two, start saving. But another thing you can combat too, which I think is just as good, especially if you're feeling like you're late to the game, is start getting that debt paid, so that when you reach retirement, you don't have that demand on your income already, that you have less going out, and you can function and, work with what you already have. So start saving, save as much as you can, start getting focused. The number one thing to do, and I know nobody's going to like me for saying this, you got to budget.
I knew you was going to say it. They hate that word. Oh my God.
Everybody does. And so, the newest thing is a spending plan. So call it what you want. I like calling it a plan because it's a plan for where your money's going to go.
Yeah.
You have to plan to spend it. You got to plan to save it. You got to plan it to pay off debt. So whatever you want to call it, get working and get, controlling on that. So yeah, I know. So budget, and the sooner you can budget and find what works for you. There's lots of different ways to, number one, create the budget. To number two, track your expenses. You can do something as far as, us accountants, we love every little number. But you know what? If you don't like that, create yourself 3 buckets. You have savings, you have bills, and you have debt. End of story, And so just make it work for you. And another thing I love to tell my clients is create an element of fun in your budget.
Yes.
If you're making $20,000 a year, if you're making $120,000 a year, there needs to be an element of fun, because we do work hard and we need to enjoy. And so create that element in there. Make sure you're spending on what you truly value for fun, enjoyment, whether it's experiences or whether it's, stuff, whatever it is.
And I actually believe that we budget so we can do what we want to do. Like we budget so we can travel. We budget so we can experience those memories and have those family experiences, and not counting every dollar but because we did it before. So guys, don't look at the budget as being so hard and challenging. Look at it as just your way to be able to live the life that you dream. You are now allocating your money to the things that are important to you. First is your living household stuff, right? But have fun and plop something over into your fun bucket as well. So that's great. So guys, don't look at it as just being a hard thing. And you've heard it from someone else besides myself. Thank you. I needed that. That you guys need that budget. Without the budget, do you think that people can really assess their readiness for retirement?
No. And the other thing is, then when you go to retirement, you already know how to budget. And so there's less fear of running out of money because you're in control. I reflected back on all my years of budgeting and being able to retire early. And I really think budgets are powerful, right? We can have them be powerful. And if you feel like they're restrictive, then you're not doing it right? You've got to figure out what works for you. And I don't subscribe to any of that lattes, you're going to be broke. None of that. You take your money and you prioritize what you want to do with it, and you cover the main priorities for now and the main priorities for later, and you're happy. You're good. You're
Yes.
good.
For all of my individuals that's doing the budgeting, you're probably scared to do because you actually know that you don't make enough, right?
Yeah.
Or you're overspending. Then you want to actually sit down, because for every month that you overspend, it doesn't go anywhere, guys. It just rolls over to the next month. It doesn't disappear. So running away from doing the budget, running away from seeing where your money is going, is really hurting you in the long run. I've literally seen clients lose it all because they just pushed their finances just so far behind, and they looked up, they've expended over 300 some $1,000 in their business, and they don't even know where the money went because they didn't look at the numbers and didn't even come into meetings and meet with their accountant. So it's challenging. But without a budget, guys, without you budgeting now, it will make retirement harder. Learn to budget now so it will be easier when your money is shorter, when you have less resources coming in. Do you know any strategies that an individual can use to estimate their retirement expenses?
Yeah. So if you go online, there's tons of retirement calculators out there. So you put in what you want to live on every month. And that is another reason why you need to have a budget. How much do you need to have every month? And then you calculate that to a year, and then you multiply that by the number of years you have left for compounding, and it'll tell you this is the amount you need. If you're somebody who's fortunate to have a pension, you're going to have to find a different calculator. And if you're struggling with that, I'd love to help you out. I had a pension, and I was always like, how come there's not a calculator for this? So I found a way to calculate around it. We can definitely figure that out. But yeah, that'll give you your number, and then you realize, okay, am I overshooting or am I right on track? And honestly, I bet you 3/4 of people are like, dang, I'm on track, And so don't hide from your money. Don't hide from the situation. Put it out on paper, see what is going on, and you might surprise yourself. You're better off than you were. So I was working with a client. She's been retired for about 2 years, and he's looking at retirement in about 2 years. And she's like, we don't have any money. We're shuffling. And so I laid out their numbers for them. They're just fine. They just didn't have a cash flow system, So there's different areas you can look at that you need to solve, but until you lay out income and expenses, you don't know that.
So you heard what you said, guys. Until you lay out income and expenses, you don't know that.
Yep.
Don't really know. So what role? We're in this. We're in a recession. We're not in a recession. Real estate market's going to crash. Inflation. There's so much going on. So what role does inflation play in retirement planning?
Yeah. So, you have to play the market for the long haul. So wherever you're investing, it's not for a quick win. You're looking at least 20 years or 30 years. And here's the other hang up. I know people get caught up in they're looking at it right now. They're hitting your retirement age. So say they're like 55, 60, and they're like, the market is so bad. Well, you're not going to take all of that money out of there. You're only going to take a portion out at a time. And as the economy does well, it'll rebound itself back up. But to combat inflation within your own household, you need to have emergency savings. You need to have liquid savings so that when groceries go from $50 a week to $75 a week, that you have that extra funding. You just pull it out of your savings and right into your spending. And yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
So what would you, and this is one of my questions that just come up, what would a person that's a millennial, they just turned 40, they do not have a pension, they do not have a 401k, they have nothing, what would you recommend they do?
Start now. Yep. And some is better than nothing. You've got 40. You may not be able to retire early, but I don't even say that. You might be able to retire early. You don't know what you can do. But start now. If you are working for an employer and not an entrepreneur, you're definitely going to have an option of a 401k. See if there's a match. If there's a match, you work to meet that match, because that's free money sitting on the table, and that's doubling what you're doing for yourself today. And then, just keep managing your money, learning to manage what you're living on so that you can do the same in 20, 25 years, whatever it is. There's always that fear that Social Security won't be there. And we don't know if it will or not, but it's just plan for yourself now. And really, I don't think 40 is too late to get started. I don't think it's too late to get started. And jumping in right now in the market, it's pretty hot. It's pretty hot. So
yeah, it's never too late, guys, especially when they're realizing they're allowing you to still contribute to your retirement plan when you're really older. They had caps. He wasn't able to contribute after retirement age, but now they're allowing you to do so. So even if you're a baby boomer, you still get started, like she said, but you still may have some time. And I think also when she said you don't know what you can do, you don't know how your investments may flip and turn out. You remember in your retirement account, guys, are different stocks and bonds and different investment instruments, right? And so what if you have an amazing year? You never know. And that's possible. So don't be afraid. Just get started. But you guys have to know your numbers. You do not want to start socking away money that you're going to have to pull out in 6 months,
Yep.
So make sure you start to save, guys, and don't be afraid to do the budget. Look, just to give you a joke, my then 2-year-old, now 11-year-old, I was doing a live stream and I was talking about, you guys need to do your budget. And she was like, Mommy, I hate budgets. Budget. And every time when I hear somebody say I hate budgets, I just think about her in my live stream saying she hates budgets and she don't want to live by a budget. And I'm like, I'm an accountant. Like, we live by a budget. Like, what are you doing? So, but guys, don't be afraid of doing the budget. It's life changing, guys. Just know this. Many of you, especially in my community, you guys are probably wondering how you're going to pay next month's bills, right? If you had the budget, you would know, oh my gosh, next month I'm going to come up short by $1,000. So that gives you, what's today, the 22nd? That gives you like 7 days, 8 days to figure something out. Hustle something, come up with a strategy, sell something, do something. But that budget is the core vehicle, the core instrument that's needed to really guide your retirement. Okay, so outside of like Social Security, your investments, all of those different retirement sources, how do they play a part in the overall retirement plan? Security, let me say that, in your overall financial security.
Yeah, work on, paying your bills. Getting your house paid off if you can. I know some people don't believe in that. That's fine. If you subscribe to that, great. But that's usually for an investment piece on some people's part. So go for that. Just understand your spending habits and start focusing on your values. I get asked a lot, well, how do I balance now with the future? And I just tell yourself to imagine if you're 80 and you've spent all your money, and you're not ready to be sitting in that wheelchair all day, then what are you going to do? So you just kind of have to figure out, okay, enjoyment now, but I also at 80, if I'm still young and I can go and I want to be traveling, that you're preparing for 80-year-old self and setting the money aside and being ready to handle whatever is thrown at you, creating the stability that is as far as emergency funds, managing all of your bills, even those things that are not necessary, because, hopefully we're living more than just on what we need, which is roof, food, water, all of that thing. So hopefully we're enjoying life and living, to a certain extent. And then, think of your 80-year-old self. You want more than just the basics, What is your enjoyment factor there? So, learn to control that stability and maintain that, and that'll carry forward.
That was good. So, guys, don't just live for today. I would just say that, don't just live for today. I think we also have to start dreaming again. I've been talking to like a few of my friends and like people are not dreaming anymore. They're not dreaming. They're not dreaming what my life is going to look like when I'm 50, what my life is going to look like when I'm 60. And like, guys, part of really setting yourself up for retirement is not only the budget, but also the dream. What does life look like for you? Because if you really look at where you are financially and then you compare to your old age, you won't be able to do as much as you can do now. it might can strike something in you to say, you know what, I need to be hustling a little bit harder. I need to be saving a little bit harder because I want to be able to live in this country when I'm 80. I want to be able to live in this royal area or this city area. Like, guys, we have to dream as well. Because if you don't dream, then you're just floating and then allowing life to just present you with whatever's left.
Exactly. That is so good. I usually work with my clients and I call it a dream session. I'm like, you have got to quit living from paycheck to paycheck. And I'm not saying that you're, struggling paycheck, but that's where your vision is. I want your vision to go beyond that.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about Christmas. I'm talking about, 40, 50, 60, 70. Like, what are you doing? I always take them back to, remember when you were a little kid, or remember your children or your grandchildren. And they dream, they have that imagination, and it runs wild. And I think we need to do that as adults.
Yes.
Like, let it run wild so that you can feel, I want to do this. I want more and I need more. And yeah, then the hustling becomes easier. The budgeting becomes easier.
You know what you're working for.
Exactly.
Like, literally, like when I realized, I started to interrupt you, when I realized I don't need $20 million. I've really started to just get into a good flow with my company, a good flow of my expectations. I don't need to work as hard. I'm not, what race am I racing against? No, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, if you're enjoying today's conversation, I am so glad you were patient and was able to get into
yes.
I am enjoying myself. So you guys know I love money, talking about money and numbers. You can see I'm just as happy. Okay, so guys, if you're enjoying our conversation, please head over to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. Well, like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please head over and follow her on Instagram. I'm following her as well as Elevate Finance. Let me make sure I'm correct. My team should have put it in the yes. Elevate_finances. Okay, head over on Instagram, guys. If you're watching us on Instagram right now, please go to Elevate_finances and follow her now as well. So, guys, are you enjoying the conversation? Are we making you want to budget? I hope so. I hope so, because your life. And then I'm going to be really honest with you guys. A lot of you will probably walk around happier once life stopped hitting you with blows. And I'm in my community, it's financial blows, because most of us, it's financial blows. We're always really happy. It's more so financial blows. And our financial blows come from only three things. We either need to make more, cut back on something, or just look at where the money is going. And once we do that, guys, a lot of you will be so much happier. A lot of you will not be on Instagram depressed, okay, and messing with folks for no reason, okay? So budgeting gives you so much control and will bring you so much happiness and clarity, guys. So don't look at it as being just bad. Okay, so what factors should an individual consider when choosing their retirement age?
Number one, I'd say dream. So if you're wanting to go early, start there, and then just start working with that number. And how much are you? And honestly, the younger you are, the less money you need to save, because it's going to have more time to grow. But just knowing that 401s and Roths, they have age limits. So 59 and a half, you can't touch it yet. So you'd have to invest somewhere else. Definitely a financial advisor is going to be the one to best help you. I retired at the age of 50. My husband retired at the age of 53. We both still work. I'm entrepreneur. He's part-time, and I'm part-time as well. So that time freedom. So if that is what you're looking for, but you're going to still want to work, then factor that in as well. So maybe you won't have to work as long, but you can work, just a little bit to make up the difference. I really don't believe that we should say, well, I can't retire until I'm 65.
Right.
What do you want? What do you ultimately want? And then add up the numbers and see if you can get close. And while you might want to say 55, but it looks more like 60, then heck, do it. Just do it and work hard. And who knows what will change in those 5 years. And, go for it. Go for it.
Well, I'm going to set my retirement age where I got because I've never really like thought about like my retirement age. I've been positioning my company for it, right? But like never like set an age. So I'm gonna set an age. 50 is my retirement age.
Awesome.
I have 12 years to get it together.
Awesome.
50 is my retirement age, guys. Well, I'll still work part-time in the office,
Yep.
but you won't see me hustling and bustling anymore. No more. Time freedom. Oh my gosh. So I'm excited, guys. So you guys need to dream, okay? Dream. Come up with that retirement age, right? Okay.
Yes.
We need the
Yes.
budget and save and start paying down debt. And so I remember you bringing up something saying that if you don't believe in paying down the house, then go, that's up to you. Guys, I do want to give you my opinion on paying down the house. I personally recommend you guys attempt to do it.
Mhm.
Here's why. It's because the older you get, you have less income coming in. And so if you have that same mortgage payment that you had 15 years ago when you were younger and making 10 times more, now you have the same mortgage payment, but you're making 10 times less, you will end up being one of the ones that's having to work at Walmart just to cover the additional mortgage expense.
Yeah.
Because more than likely, if you did not pay down the house, you may not have that much of a savings either. Because you're going, if you're saving and doing things aligned, you're going to look and say, I have this over here. I can do, and you're going to automatically start just paying it down because you need to put money places and do some things with this. So guys, really consider paying down the house by having a strategy behind it, okay? Or even getting close to it or whatever, simply because you don't want to have all of those expenses at that old age, especially if you want time freedom, especially if you know you don't have a Roth and 401k and pension and all of those things, and all you have is your job and your savings. If all you have is your job, your savings, I recommend paying down your house, period. And so that's just my recommendation. Let's move on, guys, because I have like a few more questions, and I know you guys are enjoying the conversation because, well, I can't say that. I love this stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying the conversation. So what is a sustainable withdrawal rate, and how can individuals determine the rate? And I can kind of answer that a little bit. The right rate for their circumstances.
So the standard withdrawal rate is about 4%. I believe they're thinking it might need to be a little bit more. I think that talk is still early. But honestly, when you go start withdrawing from your accounts, you end up having your 3 buckets. You have your short term, which you're going to pull, which we are living off of, your medium term, which is where you're going to then come through next, and then your long term, which is continuing to grow until, very, very, very end. And so working with a financial advisor, they can help you calculate that and pan that out. But again, it comes back to, what does your retirement budget look like? And how much are you going to need? And if you're going to sell, which is your withdrawal, right? Because that's when you sell out of your accounts. Are you going to do it every 12 months or every 18 months? And then as you get down, and then you're going to do it again. So just being able to control that and watch that. And I know with the inflation, I believe that's why they're trying to start talking about the withdrawal. But again, like I said, that's early. So yeah, I'll let you share your thoughts.
I actually agree. And I believe that we need to go back to that budget again, because you really only want to withdraw what you really need, simply because you're going to end up paying taxes, especially if it's an early withdrawal. You're going to end up paying taxes on it, or get penalized for the early withdrawal. So pulling out more, guys, you're just paying tax on it. And I have that same concept when it comes to individuals that take home a lot of money. I tell my very high net worth individual clients that try to get as many employee stock options, try to get that money don't let it touch your hands, okay?
Yeah.
But the moment it touches your hands, guys, you're paying a tax on it. But if we can figure out a way to push it into a retirement account, or maybe get more employee stock options while you have the opportunity and things like that, then you won't be paying tax on money that you are not using. I have clients that have hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in the bank, and they've paid every year about 25% of that money that they put away, and they don't touch it. So they're paying taxes on money that they're not touching.
Yeah.
But that concept is hard for people to understand. That this is why you guys have to have a plan. And as you guys can see, she came in here and said, you need a financial advisor. During the first segment, I also said, as my business owners, you need an attorney and an accountant. Guys, stop trying to do away from the people that's here to protect and serve you. We are skilled in those areas for a reason. You're doing yourself a disservice. And I know you've probably seen people try to handle their retirement plans and skip sitting with you and end up over withdrawing or having less invested or not having a proper plan in place to meet their retirement goals. So guys, we have to start really hiring the pros. Okay, so I know we're running a little bit late. I want to let me find a really good question to kind of close out and do some this is a good one. So what is the significance of ongoing financial education and monitoring during, I'm going to add on, pre-retirement and during retirement?
Financial literacy, right? Basically is what you asking about. So on my podcast, I share the 6 steps I used to reach my financial freedom. Step 1 is the budget, right? Step 2 is tracking it. Step 3 is refining it. Step 4 is creating all the other plans, which is your debt payoff, your savings, and getting to that final step of picking a topic, learning what you can about it. And everybody will have different topics because we're all going down similar but different paths. So it can be insurance, it can be taxes, it can be your employer benefits, and just learning more to save yourself money, to protect yourself, and all of the things. And so pre-retirement, start learning about, well, okay, we talked about withdrawal rate, and you're like, what is that? Mm-hmm. I challenge you to go learn more about that. You go research it, you go learn what you can, be as educated as you can before you go meet with a professional, so that when they talk to you, you can understand them better or ask questions about the things that you've read. And choosing different topics, which there are thousands, where to save your money, how to invest, and just start your personal finance growth that way. Then post-retirement, long-term care, you've got assisted livings, you've got life insurance, all of the things. And then, as long as you understand what you need to know the best that you can, and then hire the professionals to fill in the pieces for you, to button it up and make it all pretty, you will achieve all sorts of dreams that you've been dreaming.
I love that. Oh, guys, did you enjoy the conversation?
I did. This was fun. This was a lot of fun.
I enjoyed. I get so excited like a kid in the candy store when we talking about money, numbers, and just us living the life that we dream and we can work for. So guys, if you enjoyed the conversation today, please head over to elevate_finances, follow her on Instagram. Check out her podcast. I think it's 40.
Wealthy After 40.
Yes, Wealthy After 40, guys. And honestly, that's when you really get wealthy. It's not prior. Like now you're seeing the the YouTube millionaires and all that stuff, but the norm is after 40, guys. So it's not too late. And is there any last words that you would like to leave my audience with at all?
Just pick up where you are and start moving forward. I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of people get stuck and they're avoiding, they're afraid, they're scared, they're embarrassed. Don't worry about the past. Just pick up where you are and start moving forward. That's the only way to get ahead.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I enjoyed. Okay. So I will close out. I enjoyed, and I will hopefully maybe you have me on your podcast. We'll talk with my publicist or what. So
yes.
I enjoyed. So I will see you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you. Goodbye.
Guys, today's show was an absolute hit. I enjoyed our conversations with Miss Higgins. You've heard it, everything that I've been telling you guys on what you all need to do to just live the life that you dream of. And it's not as hard as you guys think. It starts with your budget. It starts with knowing your numbers. And I'm hoping that the conversation today really opened your eyes and be like, Folasade been telling us I could have been rich if I would have listened to Folasade 5 years ago when she been fussing. Guys, I've literally been fussing and crying and wishing that you guys just get your financial house in order. I've been so transparent about my journey as well and my struggles with building my business, almost losing my house and my car being repossessed, and just going through my financial struggles, guys. We're all here together. Don't be ashamed. Don't be embarrassed. We're learning. We're the first in our community. You understand? So you can't be embarrassed about your first time doing anything. What's embarrassing is when you guys constantly keep hearing me give you guys all of this great information and you guys don't execute and implement. What's embarrassing is, guys, some of you have been watching me for 5 and 6 years and you've never done a budget. What's really embarrassing is that the fact that you guys have listened to me try to prevent you guys from falling a prey to scammers and getting your financial house in order, and you're not paying attention. That's what you need to be afraid of and embarrassed of, that the fact that you're not listening. Not embarrassed that you didn't know and you didn't know where to start. So today we asked you and gave you tools on where to start. And number one, do your budget. You need to figure out how much money you have presently coming in. And then you also need to know how much money you have coming out. Subtract the money that's coming out from the money that's coming in. If you don't have a personal budget, check out my personal budget spreadsheet. It's like $1.99 on my link tree on my Instagram. It's like $1.99. Use that. It breaks it all down, all your income sources, everything. It's like $2, or I think it's $1.99, something like that. It's worth it. Plug it in, and it'll let you know how much money you have over after your expenses and how much money you have under your income. If it's under, that means you need to make more money or cut back your expenses. If it's over, that means you have money that you can now start saving and investing and paying down debt. Guys, everything starts with your budget. I refuse, and I don't want to be successful and rich and my family rich without you guys. I've been doing this live streams and stuff so you guys can go on this journey with me. Please, I beg of you, do your budgets. Let's start becoming financially responsible. We're not kids anymore. We have to lead by example. And for all of you guys that are like my age and y'all still acting like kids, stop it. You're old. Well, we're not old, but we're not young anymore. In 12 years, because I just came up my retirement age, I will be 50 in 12 years. But 12 years ago, I was just 25 having Bren. You see? Like literally, guys, time is flying. We're not in control over time, but we are in control over what we do in the meantime. So please take today's video as God speaking to you to get your financial house in order, guys. If you enjoyed today's show, please head over to our YouTube channel, which is Folasade TV. Like the video, subscribe to my YouTube. And I know some of you guys hate that I just hold you guys to the screws, but you guys have to understand something. I am the accountability accountant. Everything. I've been through so much hell and so much pain and so much misery in my life, but I still take responsibility for every part of it that I've done. If I dropped the ball and made a mistake, I take responsibility for it. If I didn't save, I take responsibility. If I overspent, I take responsibility. Guys, that's why I'm the accountability accountant. Your life is in your hands. It's not in the government's hand, not in your church's hand, not in your job's hand, not in your spouse's hand. It is in your hands, and you have to have a plan. And many of you guys have to start dreaming again. Y'all are dying out there because you're not dreaming. You're just floating through the world, and y'all are miserable. So please dream, budget, and let's start really living life, guys. I'll see you guys not next week. I think I'll see you guys the following week, but I'll probably go live in between because I've been seeing so many topics that I want to talk about. Y'all are wilding out. I don't know what to do. I'm so afraid. Like, honest, I just want to just go in the little woods and just be with my family. Like, don't even come online no more. Don't talk to nobody but my kids. Like, it's scary. You guys are so small-minded. You guys are not dreaming. And I'm not trying to talk down on you guys, but I just want to say we have to live again, guys. You have to live. So I hope that today's show something tell you to go out and do right by yourself. Start dreaming, start living. The world is not ending yet. Stop. Do what you could do now. Okay? I love you guys. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.